Hello, beautiful fellow human beings. So, oops. Oh, basket. Got some new hooks. They came in. Thank you, code. Life-saving. So, they got the Yufeng fly fishing hooks. EP fly. See, they sent me the dry hooks. Oh man. Let me make sure. They sent the dry hooks. They sent dry hooks. Oh no. Well, it was supposed to be a pack of wet hooks because I'm completely out of wet hooks. Look how small these ones are. Dang it. Dang it. So they sent dry hooks instead of the wet hooks. However, I really wanted dry hooks for the foam bodies. So can't be too upset. Might have been a pleasant mistake. Ooh, they're very light. Wow. Incredibly light. So sweet. Now the foam body ones will have a better chance of floating because the hooks that I was tying those on, it's a little too heavy. Huh. Let me check. Oh, hey, Stuart the Fish Whisperer. How are you doing today? Started at a weird time. Oh, jeez. Time is fluid for me right now. I swear it was like 3 o'clock. I did put the little guy, I have a pet sling, which is just like a bag, a cushiony bag for a little pup or something. He loved it. I read online that they anyway, that he just loved it. He climbed right into it and was carrying him around, fell asleep, had him on my lap for a long time, and tried to see if I could work with him on my lap, and he stayed asleep. It was really, really neat. And hoping he gets some energy in him, and yeah, he seems to be really really cozy. And anytime I put like fresh fabric in there, he curls right into it. It's a trip and a half. But I've been working on some foam bodies, and I found at Joanne Fabrics when Code and I went, some glow-in-the-dark yarn. And I only made this thus far, which is just a poofy caterpillar thing. There's no hackle on it or anything, just wire, this chenille that I also found, and that glow-in-the-dark stuff. So I want to mess with that stuff a little more today. Then been doing the same pattern, but did it in black, and been wanting to try this for a minute. See how the wings are separate? So it looks, I know a fish probably wouldn't see that because it would be floating, but I'm wanting to try that for a minute with the foam, attaching 2 pieces at once. And what I did is 2 strips attached, and then I tucked 1 strip under the head and just used that leftover strip to fold over into a head. So definitely gonna make more of these. Hey David! Hope you're having a great day. If you did the body of that brown and the head of it white, you'd have, oh, let me look that up. Because I did get brown, dark brown, black, tan, and white now. Let's see. I can't believe they sent the dry hooks. It worked out perfectly. And these little itty bitty babies. I'm gonna try to make a mosquito. My hands are still frozen. And did get the black thread in, so can make some proper thin. I don't know if this is the thinnest yet, I'm not too sure, but got the 70 UTC. The stuff that I got for the deceivers, very thick, 280. So, and the black that I've been using that came in the fly tying kit is very brittle. So Jeff, learning to tie flies, and been working on some foam body ones. I think they're freaking precious. So also, this dubbing I did with just some brushed out yarn and tried to do a dubbing noodle, but this I used that chenille, marine blue chenille. I think it'll look really good with the black thread. So this is the stuff. Nap Time Lions brand. I really want to get this in a few colors and diameters, but super soft polyester, 100% polyester. So I'm not sure the properties of that yet. However, fixing to learn that right now. And then the other thing I was quite excited about is this. And doing a few little experiments. I also see it comes off very easy at the ends. So I added some of these fibers to some of the dubbing mixes in hopes that it'll glue a little bit. But I believe they were both well under $5 each. I was hoping they were a little less, but I think it was like $3 each. And I wish I could show you. Glows pretty vibrantly. So I'm gonna finish this little woolly grubber thing. I didn't add a bead to it. So you know what? I'm actually just gonna put this one aside. Because I could add anything to this blank canvas. I was also thinking of maybe trying to ship some of the hollow flies out, and I think it would be interesting to do them plain. Here it is. To see, because if you got Sharpies, could match it to your area. And it reminds me of, like, I used to get these kits as a kid. It would come with like a white teddy bear, and you could color it in. I think it would be a fun little activity. So I'm gonna put this aside. A little broom or mop. Let me see. Nate is best. Hey Nate. Or Nathan. Hey Freddie, how you doing today? So let me get this set. Guess I'll finally try some decent thread. I've been holding off a little bit because I still deem myself very much beginner. Well, I am very much beginner, but since I'm practicing, I've been trying to go easy on the materials and supplies, and hoping to solely get my stuff from fly tying shops. However, for now, I could really only get stuff from the craft store, because I've been looking for bulk and, of course, the most affordable routes. Because almost got pretty much the basics. Almost. I say this every time, I should have picked up the desk a little bit so I could find stuff. Oh, I remember putting it over here. Yeah, oops. Beautiful day today. I can't believe they sent the dry hooks though, because I really want to make more streamers, and out of short shank wet hooks, but I really want to make gambusia. Come on. A few tragedies happened in the area too. A kid, 24 years old, went out on his four-wheeler and never went home. And unfortunately, they found him in a canal. It's just still in my mind. Absolutely tragic. Hope everyone's having a nice, beautiful, safe day. I'm gonna tighten this a little bit. And then I gotta try to find this listing. Really excited here because first, really good quality thin thread, which yeah, wow, it's so thin. It's incredible. It's Tesla technology. I haven't even got around to really looking at what this stuff is made out of, because it's incredible work with. And some of the thicker ones where you could really see all the different fibers, well, not different fibers, but it reminds me much of a spider's web. So dry hook, huh? Let's see. I'm gonna make the same pattern, and yeah, stick with that. Let me put my phone up and then zoom it in. Yeah, this little guy has been very sweet, and when he's free I'll be able to show a little bit of him, because I have been documenting it, and I appreciate that, David. Yeah, practice and repetition produces so much progress. I used to say, you know, the common practice makes perfect, but a few years ago it hit me that it doesn't make perfection, because perfection is unattainable, and it just doesn't even exist. And makes progress. Practice makes progress. And really glad I've been learning on live streams, because I could clearly track it, even though I don't tend to go back and watch. I go back for comments, but just like any human, I feel like easy to overthink, because I do kind of let my words just pour out of my mouth. I don't filter myself too much, I don't think. I've been trying to be a little, because all I know is I live once that I know of, and I'm genuinely happy to be here. I really think a lot of people would benefit from having a channel. I'd like to follow more like home repair channels, but a lot of the ones I could find, the stuff is so unattainable. I just want real world, real, like, experience-backed information. And I truly can't wait to give these a go. I brought all my stuff to test and to at least photograph under the water to Blue Heron. I didn't foresee myself getting in that water. I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to cold water. Oh my gosh, it was so refreshing. It was so clean feeling. I think another reason too, like, because I was too excited to go out the door. Sometimes if I get too settled in the morning, I want to stay at this desk and, like, get stuff made or what have you. And the water was so clear, and it hasn't been that clear in a long time. There was the sewage leak, and then mystery spill, where under the bridge entirely was just brown. Like, last time I fished there, I tried streaming it, because with this phone I'm able to stream out and about with it not being all glitchy or pixely. And that was the first time I didn't get a single, well, got one bite, like one that I know for a fact was a bite, like a clear as day bite. But, you know, after fishing there, I let the sergeant majors and the bait fish clean the hook, and they didn't even do that. It was like, it was cleared out. And all you saw was, like, you know, like during mirages, you could see all the squiggles, and it's kind of like oil spill looking, and like there's water on the horizon. It was like that. and it was a clear channel, and I didn't see many people talking about it. I heard one man visiting from Russia describe it as squiggles. He's like, "What is this? It's all squiggles." And I was like, "It is." I didn't hear anybody talking about it, and it was like a big squiggly poo channel running through under the bridge, and absolutely brutal. So this one, I'm not sure how big to do the foam. Oh my god, the ocean is, I wish I could live in it. Oh, not too cool these today. Hey Pat Paris, how you doing today? Overlander, what's up? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to live without the ocean, quite honestly. I moved once a long time ago to Colorado, which I do plan on returning. I really want to show Code the spot in Victor, because I don't program, but I tried learning Python a long time ago once, ended up frying my computer, but I find a lot of value in Victor. Really a good spot to clear your mind. Very long story short, I woke back up in Florida and haven't left since. Oh yeah, it's like butter, it's wild. This thread is so thin, it's blowing my mind a little bit. So, oh, let me get this camera. Got some wind burn yesterday. It's very windy, the last portion. I need to get some like solid shirts or something. Maybe white shirts, because then be able to see a lot better. And I'm trying to work on clearing this room. I kind of want to make it, I have a secret dream of always wanting my own PBS show. And by my own, I mean it's just crafts and guests and random bits of information that make life a little easier. Like maybe how to change those like spark plug things in dryers I heard someone talk about once. But I like how to make a brick wall, how to do mortar. And there's so many like shows like that. Maybe it's just my way of learning. But I miss PBS so much, and YouTube is such a great platform, so I want to make a kind of like a PBS reminiscent set in here. I did go to a film school, but so briefly, I don't really give it much credit for much. It's kind of the worst place on planet Earth, I'll be real. They had you know, remember in high school they had those portable classrooms? A lot of them did. Well, the ones at my high school, the owner bought them at auction, from my understanding, and they were from Hurricane Katrina. They were full of asbestos, and a lot of the teachers got really sick. So, okay. Sorry for that random bit of darkness. I'm just kidding. But yeah, portables. Be careful where they came from. They could be full of asbestos. I always regretted skipping school so much until I heard that, I'll be real. Most of my high school life was spent in behind the beach or in little beach forests. I had this steel drum that I carried well into my 20s, and it was to cook food. Grab a bunch of wood from the back alleys. There's always falling down trees or branches. Sea grape tree is really tasty, but if you put it in your fridge, food made with sea grape tree kind of sours the stuff in your fridge. Very strong scent. So look at how beetle-like that looks. And this is one of the simplest, because this is the first attempts at making these little buggy boys. And if there's any specific patterns, I'm more than happy to try them. Ooh, Pat Paris, please do share. What were you fishing for, and what did you run into most of? I didn't see much swimming yesterday, excluding the starfish and sea urchin, but that's not swimming. I did see 2 barracudas, small, and 1 yellowfin grunt, which is really tasty. It's a shame about reef. I don't know too much about it, but there's that toxin that if you eat too much reef fish could lead to some issues, but it's a shame to overthink about, because I could easily live off of the little shallow reefs here. There's tons of this one small variety of snapper called Schoolmaster, and snapper, every type I've tried, all has a very like delicate, nice flavor, but this, and nutty even, and the Schoolmaster is like very apparent, very sweet, almondy. Sounds strange to equate a fish's taste with an almond, but delicious. Yeah, David, that's why I didn't mind working with the stuff that came with the kits, because especially hitting the hook, I'm pretty bad at hitting the hook, and getting a little too like stop paying attention for a split second, and that's when my thread always broke. Oh, I need to get eyes. Well, maybe not, actually. I might not do eyes on this one. Nothing to weigh it down. And beetles, just like a round blob up there. God, it's so impressive, this thread. So I just want this, like a little, just want a little head, oops. A lot of stuff ends up sounding a little questionable. I'm not the most mature person. I am from the generation that was raised on South Park, so. Gosh, I wish I knew what I was doing wrong with these legs. They all look great, and then they get like kind of, let me try to put, okay. Like to the legs so I could line the thread around it. Gosh, I love these little buggies. The foam stretched over it is really impressive. And this is the glow-in-the-dark. See that flat track? I'm trying to think of strategic ways to use this also. Tie down with one wrap to see how they lay. Oh, yeah, Gonzalo Lira, rest in peace. That dude did not deserve. You know, Gonzalo Lira and I are probably polar opposite human beings. He probably would think I was a dirty hippie or something. I don't know. I don't care. Really don't. I liked that dude. Found him by chance. And I was looking for live streams at the beginning of the shite show, and that's what I found. It was just giving basic commentary, and I looked. Like, I tend not to talk about any form of politics because, you know, I just don't know much, and it's absolutely useless too, and because I don't know much anyway. But I just didn't think that was right. And I looked at the Constitution and the laws. The Constitution, I guess, freedom of speech, even against government, is indeed protected, so I just don't understand. He had a wife and 2 kids. And only 2 people, news-wise, that I know of, mentioned them. And I don't mean like Galloway or We Are Change. I mean like bigger names, because it was, you know, an American citizen. He had a heart condition from what I understand, but I watched him a lot for updates because he was actually there. And I went back and like it drove me nuts because I did hear like a few people like, I will never ever agree with like thought crime like punishments. Is terrifying, and because I really don't care what he thinks or says, like that's well within. And he didn't even say anything, and like when people that were all gung-ho for it were discussing it, they'd describe him as a failed author, failed director, failed this, failed that. It's like, dude, if you wrote a book, you're not a failed author. And that bugged me a little bit. And putting down the dude is like in jail for wrong speak. Because it was just basic commentary. From what I gathered, I watched a lot of it, and I wanted to make sure, because God, one of my friends like went off on me because I was like, wait, you seriously think he deserved to, you know, go? Well, if we let people like that talk, well, more people will think that. I was like, do you hear yourself? And this is like one of the most open-minded human beings I've ever met in my life, and just wild. It's like calling me names and stuff, like something nationalist or something, and like I don't know anything about this corner of the world, excluding the fact that it's a human being that's being mistreated due to opinions based on observations. And his older content was attacked too, so I looked up that. Like, because a lot of the attitude was like, well, look at his past content, why do you even care? What? Okay, disregard that, because my mind just doesn't hear stuff like that, I guess. So I looked at his old content, I didn't see nothing. what's the difference of me getting on here tying flies and him giving, like, advice backed off of his personal life experience? I don't understand. And, like, he's saying stuff like, tip or advice for my unborn son, read everything you can. Like, it wasn't, I don't get it. I mean, it wasn't content made for me, but that doesn't offend me one bit. I enjoy plenty of stuff that isn't made for me. Little Beatles. He made $1 million on his book. Right on. Yeah, shame. Haven't heard anything about, like, his wife and kids, which there's a part of me that, like, is curious, but the bigger part is, like, good. They've succeeded in staying out of the nightmare, because I don't put people past, like, harassing them, because they disagree. Yeah, I couldn't believe how quick people were like, yeah, you know, he should be this and that. He's gotta be punished. Did you watch his content, or just are you, like, listening to what other people say that... Anywho. No, Gonzalo Lira. I found these pants. They're so sick. They're American made and very comfortable. Perfect for the Florida swamps. Look, I'm getting so nervous. I turn red when I get nervous. Indeed. My mom's a redhead. So, his father, oh, yeah, oh man, his dad. Oh, what a sweet guy. I saw him a few times. I think Tucker Carlson was really the only person that, I know he gets a lot of shite, but again, I like people without filters, because I don't like the whole mental gymnastics of trying to figure out if people are, like, actually think what they're talking or stuff like that. Especially with, like, news. I'm not saying, like, I get my news, I try to watch everything, regardless of, I guess, how people would say what side of the aisle or something like that. Like, I mean, I watch everything from Weird Change to Galloway to secular talk. It don't matter. I like to see every, and I'm not just saying that, I like to see every viewpoint that I possibly can, because there's many facets to this diamond of life, and you can't see everyone just by looking through one at a time. And I have nothing against no one based off of their thoughts and opinions, that's for sure. And, like, I'm not gonna stop talking to someone because of thoughts and opinions. I don't see much use. So, I mean, life is so dang short. It really is. But on a brighter note, you know, happy to be here. I'm gonna make another one of those beetles. There's a lot of different shapes and sizes of black beetles in this area. Ooh, I just spilled coffee everywhere, dang it. Ate way too much. Cause I'm guessing this, like, moves the water a little bit for even more attention. Shoot, let me look down. Slowly getting a little better, I think, looking down, and really can't wait for Kento. It's turning into yet another tool, because when other people are able to stream from it and could enter the chat through that, it's really hard to explain, especially I don't know any things to compare it to. Try to get these a little straight. Yeah. Ooh. Gotta check on the little guy in a second. Hoping tomorrow to give him a bath again, which he quite liked it. Yeah, Gonzalo Lira is who we were talking about. He's just a dude, quite frankly. Wrote some like spy novels. I'm sure other things, but I know there's a spy novel. When I was a kid, I was really into the Tom Clancy novels. And PC games, for that matter. At my parents' house, there wasn't internet access, but I used to go across the street to the neighbors to use their computer, and they would let me sit in that room for hours. There's a few Tom Clancy games and this one, I still can't find it. It's Ancient Egypt, old point and click game from late 90s. And you would explore the pyramids and stuff like that. God, this butter. Oop, hit that hook though. Listening to some Mason Jennings. He's got a lot of music. I had a mix CD with a few of his songs on it that always get stuck in my head. Oh! Okay, so I gotta be a little more careful. It's okay. Gonna hurry up and remedy this situation. I think the tension's staying pretty decent, so I'm gonna throw some penetrator on there. Maybe for the foam boys, like a little bit of a stronger thread, since so much tight pulling is necessary. So I'm gonna just get some glue here. And then what I'll do is I'll just bind all that. Do not hit that. I do have a question. What's the difference between this size bobbin holder and the wide ones that I see? Because I see them both often with the same size thread. I snip this. That's gonna be fine actually, because it's gonna be wrapped. Hey Rooster, how you doing today? I honestly most definitely don't know what I'm doing. I am starting to get a hand on it. Wait, how does that saying go? I'll try to get a hand on it. A handle on it. I think I'm about 2 months in. I should look. I could track how long. Ooh, I hit that hook. These dry hooks also, I noticed the point is going inward a little bit more, like pointed to the eye. I wonder what the strategy behind that is. And this is now this is the thinnest string I've ever worked with, ever, in any craft. It is insane how thin this is. I still haven't looked up what it's made out of. I went through some of the hunting groups and I saw tons. I don't understand why I haven't run into any fur out there. I must be looking in the wrong spot. It's definitely wise to use the buddy system out there because there are a lot of wild boars, a lot of gators. Let's see. Waiting. Code actually got some boots, so hopefully get back there. Because I'll be real, it's freaking terrifying back there. It's, you know, enough for my legs to stop working and my knees to like turn to jelly. And I'm pretty, but it's big. It's huge hunting grounds, huge Florida swamp. Holy trucks. Unfortunately, a lot of tragedies back there. A lot of people trip on gators and therefore get bit by gators. And so just want to be a little careful back there, more so than any of the other nature preserves, because this isn't a proper nature preserve. Like there's a few trails, like however, most of it not accessible by vehicle and very, very wild. Can't. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Carl, and thank you, Fiercesight. If they fish, I'm more than happy to ship lures out. Have you caught anything with any of the flies you've tied? Not yet. I've really only tested some shrimp ones long time ago compared to, you know, present moment. And it was just stuff I already had. Like, here's an example of one of the shrimps. And a lot of intrigue from the fish. I got it on camera. A lot of them like come up and peck at it and that kind of thing, but I was only tossing them where the bait fish were so I could get footage of it under the water. I don't currently know how to fly fish, to be totally honest, so my goal is to fish them with spinning reels and to get them to fly fishermen also. And because I know I could do this for the rest of my life and provide this service to anyone in need of it. I know it's rather niche, however, like you know, it's not like it has the same importance as being a nurse. I get that, but more than happy to tie any fly patterns people enjoy fishing with and get them out, and even things that I can't use here. I want to learn how to tie it off. And so waiting to get some lead wire. Been using solder for now, electrical solder, to weigh them as much as possible so I could fish them with the spinning reel. I made a few that's like extremely heavy, and the bluegill killer got a few bites when I did it at the lake. I have these ready, but haven't made it to the lake. It's been hard to pry myself from this desk, honestly. However, I'm more than happy to get any of these to anyone, because I would really like some real-world feedback, and because I can make these all day. However, I would like for them to catch fish, and not just for myself. The website actually, and anyone could sell their patterns on it, or their baits, lures, anything, and you don't have to ship them to me or anything. You could just put your like contact information, and they email you or text you or Instagram or something. Figure that out. Oh, legs. And it's gonna be called Rage Baits. Got the URL already. Code is actually actively working on it, and thought, you know, Master Baits has been done. You know, went with Rage Baits. I'm not even kidding, and perfect product of the time. So Rage Baits is coming soon, and also working on a mobile setup. My idea thus far, I'm trying to think of a mobile like shop that's just the easiest, and essentially a table. So they sell these easels, travel painting easels. So I'm thinking of trying to come across one of those, because it usually comes with a lot of storage in said travel easel. Like the box that opens will have all the paint in it, and then you can put the long legs down. And what I'll do is put some chicken wire and frames like this. This is what I used to do for jewelry shows. Some leftover stuff. All scrap copper. These ones are my favorite. The shark tooth and pearl, asymmetrical. And these are based off of really ancient earrings, artifacts, another asymmetrical amethyst. I just like making stuff. And then selling it, so I make it. I would be totally happy as a medieval merchant if that was, yeah. But, so thinking about that easel set and making a mobile thing that I could just sling over my shoulder and take it to the pier, and if I get yelled at, I could just pack it up quick. I used to have late night on the avenue in my hometown. However, from what I could tell, they no longer do that. And really didn't want to miss another year of green markets, but it looks like I am. I think for this one, I'm gonna try to put the head like in between the two legs. Let's see what that does. I mean, maybe. Oh! Okay. Okay. That was lovely, and I loved it. Every second of that. It was nice and good. I'm gonna have to use my hair clip. Oh wait, no. I'm trying to save these bag clips just for this. Of course, masturbates, sorry. Yeah. You gotta have like an attention grabbing name. Not much competition, honestly, in my parts, because hey, there's no tackle shops. And the few that are that remain in my hometown, no live bait and no hand-tied flies. So I'm really trying to maintain like tying every single day, so I could get back on the deceivers and tie them as good as I can and as sturdy and strong as I can. I think it's such a legacy pattern that that Tuppence really needs them. Alright, so I like that. I gotta like hand. Is that why it was wrapped under? It was wrapped under the holder. I do feel like I'm forgetting something. Alright, try that again, but not as intensely. Oh god, I hit that hook a little bit there. Yeah, I think I'll definitely find a thicker black for the foam bodies. Poor little buggy. I haven't found many fly fisher fishermen out here, or tires. These sixes start a little like Sunday club or something. One reason I miss living in a community area, there's so many classes and different clubs, and I really like doing beach cleanups because it's fun to trade stories at the same area. Everyone enjoys the ocean differently. And you can find so much. I want to do one of the split bodies again. It was a little tedious, but I really like how it came out. It's a regular little beetle. I'm not sure if the legs are too long, but I'll try it out. That's the reason too, because I'm on a spinning reel currently, which I gotta get that out of the car. That's one of the reasons why I got a pack of wet hooks rather than dry hooks. So, gotta figure out. Yeah, it's gonna be the perfect weather. So there's two areas that would be really sick to have like a big old communal camp out. And I know that kind of thing takes some planning. But there's the campgrounds in there's a huge nature preserve out west, and there's campgrounds in there, and they're next to stocked fishing ponds and Peanut Island, which I think is more of like an everybody thing. Like I don't know who could possibly not enjoy that. Peanut Island is a small island right at Palm Beach Inlet, so intercoastal ocean is right there. And there's a ton of like old machinery and industrial what have yous under the water, and that produces a ton of havens, and all the structure and the heat. And right down the street, well, the intercoastal is the power station, and that's where all the manatees hang out. And at Peanut Island, there's a few cool things. There's the old Coast Guard station. There is JFK's bunker, a presidential um, bunker, quite small, and I believe it's 20 feet underground, which is wild because it's like right on the ocean. And I'm not sure if it's back open for tours and stuff, but it's even cool just to see the door outside. And there's a communal fire pit there. It's only $6 per person. The ferry is probably the most expensive part, and that's $15 per person. I'm not sure if it's there and back. However, it's such a short distance from land that I wouldn't advise swimming because there are cruise ships going by and a bunch of boat slips. However, paddleboard takes 2 seconds, could easily like taxi people back and forth. It would be sweet. And fishing is great there. And one thing I really want to do there is trying every part of the island and just walking in circles and throwing the hooks in as much as possible. And but definitely check out Peanut Island. It's right across from Phil Foster Park too, so the diving immense, and there's a tiki house full of the chillest people like on planet Earth, and they actually could use some support as they fight the city to remain in their home, which is in between Phil Foster and Peanut Island. Peanut. I think the shape was a peanut. When I was a kid, we thought there were peanuts on Peanut Island, and our parents let us sit there for hours looking all over. Back in the day, it was Australian pine. It was like a big old pine island, and which is right down the street also. And which that has remnants of an old house that was there, so it looks super ancient, really cool. And but Peanut Island, my parents used to, because you can't drink on the islands, but you can drink in your boat or off like in the water. So they'd be all on the boat, we'd be in the pine forest looking for peanuts, like digging to China looking for peanuts. And but yep, Peanut Islands, really cool spot. Look at all these go. I cannot wait to make this little mobile thing, because they're only going to be like $1 a piece. So I plan on walking around, making my way downtown, selling flies. I don't have a next verse lined up. But that's just the Buggy Boys. Quick tie. If I focus more, I would have had like 50. I stop a little too much. When I have music on, it's easy to keep tying. Yep, they did. And I saw it, my dad, a few nights after I was born, I guess, him and his friends swam to Peanut Island at like 2 in the morning, and a bottle of Jack Daniels from like 1992 is under there still, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's still down there. Like that beer can that the fishermen pulled up and Code picked up from the 80s, had to have been the 80s, 70s, 80s. And the paint, vibrant to this day. So I know the bottle's down there. There's a few metal detectors that interested in. Has to be fully submergible. As much as I want to land one, don't think I'll be able to afford one for a very long time. But they have the swimmable ones, and I could swim for hours. And gonna try to do the wetsuit thing. I think men's wetsuits are so much easier to find, and so Code's not gonna have much problem there. But I'm trying to find just a good, affordable, decent fitting wetsuit because yes, the water gets a little cold, but it's gonna be so many different species, and to be able to see the patterns year to year of when, what, where. Did I say when? What and when. I got coffee everywhere, but it's a silicone mat, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, sorry to miss Stuart, the Fish Whisperers live stream. That would have been sweet. Really wanted to. Gotta definitely talk to Code about Kinto, because I'm rotten at trying to describe it. However, it's gonna be super interactive, and doing streams from it, like, could have maybe a room that's a bunch of, I don't know how to like describe it, but it's gonna be super interactive, and the main point of it is just to share whatever you got, whether it be stand-up comedy or a physics lesson or fly tying or fishing or coding. There's so many human beings on this planet, and we're all doing really dope shit, like, at every moment of the day. And there's so many ways to document stuff, and, you know, our lifetimes may be short. However, the lifetime of, you know, like, anything documented is much like a lobster. I did try to tie on a jig head today, but I'm not too keen on the shape. However, I always forget it's gonna be in water, so it's gonna be flowing, but I want to dunk this in water before. And I just used stuff that was on my desk. I didn't pull anything out for it. I had a bunch of these, like, cut scraps of this flash, so I just used stuff that was on the desk because I wanted to see. I was gonna try to tie it in the hollow fly method, but the center area is just a little too thick, and I couldn't get the craft fur to go around it, so I just tied it in backwards and then did the hollow fly, I guess, method, however, just not on the sides. So it's got a sleek profile. I'm not sure how this is gonna look. I'm trying to, like, conceptualize it, but I don't know about this one. But it's definitely a start. I wasn't sure how to tie around that, like, notch. Where is it? That? I just gotta rework it. It looks like a bird or something. Like a piece of. Or maybe 2 layers instead of just 1. So, and this, I want to attach 2 tufts on either side of the hook rather than on the bottom. I think that will remedy a little bit of the shape. And then on the belly, or I guess this would be the belly, because it will be like this. Yeah, I just gotta see what it looks like. Any water? I could dunk it in. Yeah, Peanut Island is pretty historical. The bunker is pretty neat. I haven't walked in front of it since I was a kid. The door is, I could pull it up. JFK bunker, Peanut Island. Alright, so that's the interior. Very nice. And then the door. And then intense. And it's a small island. It's tiny. You can walk around the whole thing. Yep, President's seal is still there. They usually have it open for tours, but I know they close it for a minute. I forgot how many people it could hold. Like a surprising amount for the size, but I know that's like for survival purposes. Let me show Peanut Island. Yeah, it's small. It's so small. And see that? That's the Atlantic Ocean, and that's the inlet. And then on the west side of the island is Port Palm Beach. Really cool area. And it's just so tiny. Like, you could see a little better here. Like, you can see the ramps and... Oh, Beer Can Islands! I know Beer Can Island. Well, I know the one in Boynton. Boynton Inlet, there's a small estuary-like island. Back in the day it was Party Island, and they called it Beer Can Island. They added a ton to it, cement wall, and like protected the island for birds. I think it's a little sanctuary now. Which there's another bird sanctuary on Southern, right by Mar-a-Lago, and used to be able to, well, I don't know, maybe it always said no trespassing. But it used to be a bird watching sanctuary, and I used to walk all the way down and sit in this really old bird watching tower that was just falling apart. I used to sit there for hours. Dang. Dang. Why did I freeze like that? This is so bad. Oh, it's still. Hello, can you hear me? Why did I have to do that? Oh, voice but no audio or video. Interesting. Huh. Why did it have to freeze like that? This is horrible. Alright, well, I'm gonna restart the chat, or restart the stream. Yeah, because the ticker is still going too. 69, 28, 29, 30.